Welcome to Media Beat. I'm Carmen Scheidel, Mediabistro's Director of Education, Events, and Multimedia, and I'm here today with Ian Schafer, CEO of Deep Focus. Welcome, Ian.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, of course.
So, first question, you are the CEO of an interactive marketing agency that's been around for close to a decade, if we round up, right?
Yeah.
How have your goals changed? How have your clients' goals changed in roughly the past decade?
So when I started Deep Focus, my goals were different than they are now. When I first started the agency, it was to be around the next month, make payroll. But certainly the big overarching goal was to help change the way that we approached online marketing. I felt that too much emphasis was being placed on advertising and not enough on marketing, establishing connections with the consumer who was rapidly starting to become more consumed with creating connections than reading. Advertising is something that you put out there and then eventually starts losing value. Marketing is something that you can put out there and can start gaining value. I think that is part of the goal, is to just constantly be working with more forward-thinking, more innovative, more embracing of the unknown kinds of clients that are just looking to really establish bona fide connections with their customers and help them establish connections with each other.
So let's talk about some of your projects. So one of your really well-known projects was Mad Men Yourself, where people could create an avatar of themselves as a Mad Men character. Tell us about that. Does a project like that exemplify what interactive marketing should be today?
I think if you look at that project as not just the execution, but all of the strategic thinking and research that actually went into that. I mean, that project was the result of a 6-month study leading up to it, trying to understand what made people better viewers, better television viewers. And by better television viewers, it was understanding not just that they tuned in to more programming, but they tuned in more often and were also more influential in changing other people's decisions on what to watch. We knew that we had to build something that would turn a die-hard group of viewers that were really only talking to each other about the show and get them to do something that actually involved others. We struck gold with that, and we continue to revitalize that every year. It is one of those bright, shiny objects that attract clients to us, and typically they say, I want one of those. We have to educate them, on the fact that is not, we didn't just come up with that idea out of thin air.
So part of your role is to educate your clients about what will work. How has the recent recession changed their openness to experimental ideas?
So I started the agency in a recession. So I started the agency just after 2001, and it was kind of tough times, but everyone will say, that those are the best times to start a company. And primarily that's because there's so much opportunity out there and there's a lot more innovation in the space. And the need for invention is there now more than ever. You might argue that also can equal, if you're jaded, the need for getting a lot more for a lot less. So for us, it's not just about buying a lot of advertising. I mean, that is part of what we do. But we're also, about creating a lot of experiences. And those kinds of things do live on, accumulate value and become an asset. And in some cases, like it is with Mad Men Yourself, actually makes the client money. In a world that is changing faster than you could possibly ever change an organization, we represent a great way to stay nimble. And we bring that kind of culture into an organization as only it could really be introduced by a third party. You have to go in with the attitude that this is going to be a great opportunity when times appear tough.
Thanks a lot, Ian.
Of course.
In our next segment, we'll talk to Ian about his career in launching Deep Focus. This is Media Beat on Mediabistro.com.